Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Terry Port of Elite Chef Masterclasses, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to caramelize onions properly. Stick around. First things we got to do is talk about caramelizing onions and some of the processes and theories behind it. So first thing I'm going to do when we go on break is I'm going to trim these guys up, get them sliced up into the julienne. I've got a video on that. I'll post a link in the bio. But I'm going to show you the really important part is the addition of, you might be thinking sugar. This is salt. Okay? The reason we add salt to caramelize onions properly is because salt has a property within it that draws moisture out of things. It's what assists us in the curing process. We're going to start the onions off in a little bit of butter. All right, so now that we understand that a little bit, let me get to slicing and dicing these, or sorry, just slicing, and we'll get to it. Got my onions all sliced up. I'm going to get my butter in my pan, which I have cranked on high heat right now. That is now in. All right, while the butter's melting, I'm going to talk about something that is a very common point of discussion, is how do you stop from crying when you're doing this? All right? There have been and are a multitude of silly things that people have said. Oh, wear ski goggles, have a candle burning. I mean, the list goes on, and it's ridiculous. All right? I am currently doing the one and only thing that I know for a fact is the only thing that works. And that is I'm wearing contact lenses. Other than that, suck it up, Buttercup. Deal with it. Something else that is a little bit of a bone of contention with me regarding caramelized onions. I have seen countless novice cooks caramelize onions within half an hour, within an hour, and they've got much larger pots. All right? You're probably thinking, first of all, why do you have so much? All right? It's just for me at home. All right? Reason being is because by the time these are done and the length of time it truly takes to caramelize onions, this is going to reduce down to a quarter or less of the volume that you see right now. All right? And the reason is because you have to cook them so low and slow. Allow that salt, I almost said sugar, allow that salt to draw out the water, and then through the process of the low and slow cooking out and the evaporation of that water, naturally caramelizing the juices that are in the onions, where the sugars are. That takes time, all right? It doesn't happen in an hour. Now, these novice cooks are like, yeah, but it looks caramelized. Well, yeah, it does, because you've scorched the bottom, and that color then dissipates throughout all the onions and makes them look caramelized. It's just the browning on the bottom, and then that mixes with everything, and they're like, oh, that looks caramelized. Novice, it takes time. For this amount, I'm probably going to say 4 to 5 hours. Now I'm going to add all of these onions to the pot. All right? I'm going to use my little built-in funnel that I have with my hands here to get them all in. And wow, yes, lots of onions right to the rim of this pot. You're thinking to yourself, well, how come you've got it on high heat right now? Well, this is just to get it started. Okay? I will eventually turn this down. Now I'm going to get in my salt. Okay? And again, I'm going to stir that in. Put a lid on top. It is on high heat right now. Okay? We're going to come back in about 3-4 minutes. I'm going to give it a stir. Okay? Stick around. After 3 or 4 minutes with the heat on high and the lid on, turn your heat down to medium. Continue stirring for a few minutes and you can leave it be. Do come back to it every 5 to 10 minutes and give it a stir and make sure it's not scorching on the bottom. And you will continue this for about 45 minutes. We'll be back in just a sec to see what it looks like. I do want to show you what this kind of looks like now, and what the really important thing is let's take a look, and you can see on this camera right here, look at the amount of liquid. It's almost to the level of the onions that you see in there, all right? And you can see it's just water. And if you remember from the beginning parts of the show, I was mentioning the salt addition and what that does by drying out the water where the natural sugars are of the onion. Well, that liquid is where all that sugar is right now. So by having turned down the temperature as it continues to caramelize even lower and lower and lower, what's going to happen is that water evaporates, the sugars stay there, they don't go anywhere, and we're concentrating the natural sugars that are there. Still another 2.5, maybe 3 hours to go. I'm going to keep turning that temperature down until we get to the right color. This has been simmering now for about an hour, maybe a little bit more, and I just wanted to show everybody, one, see how far this has come down already. It's already, we were at the top, remember, at the top of the pot, and now we're down to maybe the bottom third, all right, and it's still not anywhere close to done. This is still going to come down probably another 50% more than where it's at now. So we'll reconvene in just a second for you, maybe another hour for me as I turn down this temperature even further. I'm just on a scale of 1 to 10 right now. I'm probably at around a 4. And then as it goes, I'll turn it down to maybe 3 and then a 2 and let it keep going. All right, and we'll get some beautiful amber, even further color out of it. Stick around. Look at this. All right, look how far this has come down. Before we get even further, what I am going to do is add a little bit of aromatics to it right now. First things first, some black pepper. I've got some cider vinegar here. Let's think about this. Why am I putting cider vinegar inside? Well, we've just concentrated a lot of sugar. So this is actually really sweet, all right? Something that is that sweet, you want to balance it out. Sweetness and acidity play off each other beautifully. Bitterness as well. Salt is just a flavor enhancer. I love cider vinegar, so I'm using cider vinegar to balance that out. All right, that should be enough. And fresh chopped thyme. All right, and we're back. Taste test time. Okay, gotta show you. Look at the beautiful color on that. This is what I'm looking at that camera. This is what caramelized onions are supposed to look like. All right, look how far they've reduced down even more. That cider vinegar's gone. Oh my Lord. All right, these are gonna be killer hot. So I really gotta blow on these a little bit, flatten it out so I've got more surface area. Oh my Lord. Wow. I can't even begin to explain that. Folks, you got to try this. Unreal. Now, so in the last video that I posted up was the mushroom truffle flatbread, the pizza. And I talked about how I built up all the classes to get there. The parsley chiffonade, the diced onions even to make the bechamel, which was another class, the seared mushrooms, the pizza dough, all of these things were built to culminate towards, crescendo up to the mushroom truffle flatbread masterclass. So my question to you this week is, where do you think the caramelized onions are going? Ladies and gentlemen, comment on the section below. My name is Terry Port of Elite Chef Masterclasses, and you just learned how to make caramelized onions properly. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much.